I love movies. They're just not entertainment though. They reveal to us our themes in society. So we might be in a bit of trouble here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey guys, it's Daniel, licensed therapist. Human beings organize our life and perceptions through stories. And there's been a strange theme in our stories these days: the strong female character. But strong female characters have existed forever. I'm talking about the poorly written characters that are so boring that no one really cares about them. And there have been a slew of them recently. Wendy in the new Peter Pan, Galadriel from the Rings of Power, all the ladies in this scene.
Don't worry. She's got help.
Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian, everyone in the new Black Panther movie, Reva from the Kenobi series, She-Hulk, that girl from the Ant-Man movie. Man, there's just so many. And normally I wouldn't care, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there's a message being pushed out to our society that I just can't help but point out. But let's get into a couple bastardizations of some of my favorite IPs to really highlight this strange phenomena. The first egregious example is the live-action Mulan movie. I love the original movie. I remember watching it in theaters with my friends, and we really fell in love with the character. She was brave in making the decision to join the army on her father's behalf. And what made her strong was her will and how she used her wits to overcome her natural deficits as a woman and earn the respect of her fellow soldiers. And at the end, she outsmarted the villain to save the day. She didn't pop out of the womb this amazing fighter that's simply stronger than everyone, because that would be stupid. But that's exactly the approach that the live action movie takes. She didn't have to outsmart anyone or use her indomitable will. She just had chi powers and could automatically kick everyone's butt. The only real obstacle was being able to unleash her awesomeness. It's not very compelling or interesting for her as a character. I mean, basically she's Mike Tyson fighting a bunch of 7-year-olds. It doesn't take much courage, but it does sound really fun. She suffers from the Superman syndrome. She's already so strong and can beat everyone, so what's interesting about her? Where's the conflict? What is it that she needs to overcome as a character? And this is indicative of all these strong female characters. And probably the most famous example of this is Rey from Star Wars. This was horrible. They're bringing her back for another Star Wars film, but who even really cares about her? And we're not going to deep dive in analyzing her character, but in the first movie, she beats up Kylo Ren. In the second movie, she beats up Luke Skywalker. In the third movie, she beats up the Emperor. And by that third movie, most people just didn't care because we knew she was going to beat up everyone and be victorious. She might as well have been Terry Tate and everyone else was just a guy in the office. But I think a lot of people knew that something was wrong. I mean, this is Star Wars. I love Star Wars. Why do I not care about this main character? I should care about her because it's Star Wars. But I, like most people, were so taken out of the movie because we knew there was something wrong with this writing. And that's what I really want to focus on: the psychology of the writers. Imagine with me for a second, Rey turns to face Kylo Ren. And all of a sudden, this 6'2", 200-pound beast of a man punches Rey in the face, and this 125-pound girl flies 10 feet backwards. The camera zooms in on her face, bloodied, with an expression of shock and fear. How do you think this would play out amongst audiences? I feel like we all know this wouldn't happen because there would be an outrage. How can a man hit a woman? How can a woman in this day and age be depicted as anything other than equal, if not superior, to a man? However, in reality, we know that's not the case. If we had a cage match with Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, it would play out exactly that way. So why do we have to go through these mental gymnastics of trying to believe and buy into something we know is false? And this is where the psychology of the writers and society at large comes into play. We in society have become so fragile emotionally. Any message contrary to what we feel like should be right is unacceptable. People can't be wrong these days. So now we have to bend reality so that we don't have to offend someone or rub someone the wrong way. This is the equivalent of the participation trophy in children. Losing sucks. No one likes losing. It feels bad to lose, but it's part of life. When we give our participation trophies, we send the message that you can't handle losing. So I'm going to shelter you from all that and give everyone a trophy. And research has shown that this is a really, really bad idea, and it's making the next generation weaker and weaker. There's a saying, tough times make strong men make good times make weak men, and weak men make tough times. Part of the problem of society at large is it's too good right now. We've had such little to struggle against, it comes out in our stories. The writers of the strong female character think that strength is never losing, never being wrong, and never struggling. It's a sign of our times, and the message is being perpetuated throughout our stories. We have become so offendable. I mean, how many terms have we gone through to describe black people? It's so crazy, it went from black and circled all the way around back to black. A psychological term that's made its way into popular culture is triggers. I hear it all the time, and people own their triggers as if it's some kind of badge of honor. Let me tell you something. Triggers are not a good thing. It's a weakness in our psyche. It's something that causes us to lose control. And part of my job as a therapist is to help people identify triggers and ultimately get rid of them so that they're in control, no matter what anybody says or does. So at the end of the day, when I reflect on the strong female characters, I don't see strong females. I see weak writers. Writers who are pitching a fantasy that isn't reality. No one's ever going to be born to kick butt the whole way. So let's not buy into that. Let's develop psychological strength. Let's embrace being wrong, embrace failure, develop grit, embrace rejection, and persevere through it, because this world needs more Rockies and less Rays. Thanks for watching, you amazing person. See you next time.